Welcome to the BizGrowMojo podcast, the podcast where we get into real talk about business ownership, growth, marketing, learning lessons, and advice with real business owners. Here's your host, Ryan Amon. Now, let's get down to business.
I'm pumped to get this rolling. Let's go. In this episode, I talk with Sedrek Childress, who owns Ledr Nutrition and Fitness. Sedrek is a well-seasoned personal trainer and fitness expert who's worked with large companies like Disney and Wells Fargo, professional athletes, and even gold medal Olympians to improve fitness with a very specific methodology. He's not just trying to motivate you to work out harder. His program gets deep into analysis with blood panels, takes into consideration your current diet, food preferences, and even challenges you've run into in the past to help you meet your fitness goals. We also talk about some of the tools he's used to help him scale his business, what efforts have worked well to help him grow his business, and how he's capitalized on the success he's had for his clients using social proof to gain more clients. Let's dive into it. Well, Sedrek, it's really good to have you on board here. Appreciate your time. Thanks for coming on the podcast. Let's just get started by just telling the audience a little bit about who you are and what your business does.
Absolutely, Ryan. Thank you again for having me on your pod, man. Super excited to be here. Well, I'm Sedrek Childress. I have a wellness company here in Orlando, Florida, called Ledr Nutrition and Fitness. I've been in the wellness industry for 21 years, 11 years as a certified nutritionist, and 21 years as a personal trainer. And we've had the opportunity to work for some very relevant companies here in Central Florida, like Disney, Orlando Magic, Wells Fargo. We've also had the opportunity to work with some professional athletes, some veteran professional athletes, and some Olympians too, some gold medalists. So it's been an awesome ride. We love working with everybody in a very wide scope of people, including family members, the elderly, children. But basically, what we do and how we help them, Ryan, is Ledr Nutrition and Fitness takes the frustration out of weight loss and health. Um, we work with people that are frustrated. They've tried everything under the sun and nothing's budging. Their weight's not budging. Their health isn't improving. So basically, what we do is we take that frustration away by customizing nutritional protocols specific to their body type, specific to their food preferences, specific to their medical conditions, and specific to their fitness goals. So it's very customized. We call it a body blueprint. So we create that blueprint. So you basically can't lose because we figure out exactly what you need. And the ways that we do it in 3 simple steps. We do a dietary analysis. So our clients tell us exactly what they like to eat for breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, dinner. So that's our nutritional foundation. We cross-reference that information with their labs. So I work with a medical director. We've partnered up together. I helped her lose 30 pounds, so she liked the way I worked. So now we're partners. So basically through her, we send you a requisition form. You go get your labs from anywhere in the United States. You send them back to us. So we look at those labs and your hormonal analysis and compare it to the foods that you're eating so that we can cross-reference those things and find out what the X factors are as far as your health and your metabolism is concerned. Then we take that information, cross-reference that with your goals. Hey, my doctor said I need to lose 40 pounds of PCOS. I'm pre-diabetic. I'm hypertensive. So we take your medical conditions, your actual medical labs, and your food preferences and customize and create a body blueprint that will accelerate your weight loss and allow you to lose 2 to 7 pounds per week eating foods that you're already familiar with. So if you don't like broccoli, it won't be on your plan. And that in turn is going to help you get off prescriptions because we're going to the root cause of the weight loss, which is health.
You're bringing some technology and analysis into the whole fitness realm. That's cool.
Absolutely.
So what all are they looking for, like in the blood workup? You mentioned that they get a hormone analysis and that sort of thing. Do they have to? Are you guys analyzing that? So people just go and they send it to a lab and they tell them what they want done basically, and you give them all the instructions for that and everything and what they need to have worked up and all that.
Absolutely. Like we send our clients a requisition form. So it's basically the same form that you would get from your doctor, but instead of you having to go to your doctor to get the form, you get it through us because of my medical director. She is a doctor. She has two
Yeah.
practices, so you don't have to wait 2 weeks to get a prescription
Oh,
for it
yeah.
for the labs. And then we pick out the labs that are most relevant to your specific issues as far as your weight loss
Okay.
is concerned, and
So
based
not the
upon your
same
food
across,
preferences.
not necessarily just the same across the board. You guys kind of take everything into consideration. That determines what labs you're looking to get too.
Absolutely, it definitely does. We definitely do the basic labs, like the metabolic panels, all of those different types of panels, but then we also ask for extra panels specific to the individual need, so we can see if that's making a difference as far as your health and wellness is concerned. So when we hear certain trigger words like PCOS, then we're going to look for inflammation markers instead of just a basic panel, lab
Okay.
panel. Yeah.
Awesome. But what, out of curiosity, does that typically cost to, do all the blood work? And I mean, for that matter, what type of cost you're looking at to, get on this type of a program?
Well, the blood work is included in the program, and
Okay.
the way that my medical director writes it up, she gets all of those things. It's covered under preventative maintenance. So
Okay.
if you use a specific medical code, it will cover all the basic labs that we need. And if we need to have any extra labs, then that's an extra fee as far as that's concerned. But then it's covered under preventative maintenance. So if there's a lab that's kind of out is an outlier, then we just ask for those labs and then usually get it at a discounted rate
Okay.
because you have insurance. So it's usually preventative. There's a certain code that you can use
Yeah.
for preventative to get about 85 to 90% of the labs that we need.
Okay. Does the whole program fall under that, or is that just for the labs? Or
So the whole program, we have 4 different, programs. So the VIP programs, we have 2 VIP programs that do come with those labs. So they're coming with the labs. So not only are we customizing your nutrition, but we're creating customized exercise protocols as well. Because not every type of exercise, is going to get the result that you're looking for.
yeah.
If you're trying to build muscle, you don't want to do a lot of cardio. If you're trying to lose weight, you don't want to do heavy resistance training all the time. So we
Mm,
customize it based upon what your fitness goals are. So those 2 VIP programs are very highly customized. Our clients are losing 2 to 7 pounds per week, getting toned up. Usually they're having some medical issues as well, like diabetes, high blood pressure. We're helping them to alleviate that and get off of those prescriptions because we tell them what natural products that they can use to do the same thing as the prescription. So when you get your labs again, the doctor's like, "Oh, okay, we can cut this dosage in half, or we can throw this out the window now because you don't need it anymore." It's a lot of lifestyle things, and then we have
yeah.
programs that are just basic too at the same time.
Okay. Any idea, like, range of prices, just roughly, or is that just custom per, per person per plan? Or
It's custom. We have financing, and then we also accept insurance, HSA and FSA.
oh,
So
okay.
there's a lot of different ways that they can
Yeah.
join the program. Our lower programs can range from like $150 to our highest programs that can range up to around 3K. But
Okay.
that's including all the products. That's including training 2 to 3 times a week too.
Wow.
Everything fully customized. You're going to have a group of wellness professionals as a team at the same time. It includes products too, not only just fat loss products, but also products like fat cavitators, the things that you would go to a wellness spa and pay
Mm, yeah.
$135 for an hour, a big machine that helps to use um, infrared waves to thin out
Oh,
your
yeah.
body fat. We give those handheld. So, if you've got the budget for those type of things, we go all out because our clients
Awesome.
love that. And then we
Yeah.
have some budget friendly plans too at the same time that aren't as sophisticated, but you still get the customization.
Yeah. So no excuses to not get in shape anymore for anybody listening. Sounds like there's a range for that'll fit pretty much anybody's budget. I like that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So what kind of inspired you to get into this business?
Definitely, man. Well, I started off as a personal trainer. What inspired me to do that was, I was a hard gainer. I was a pretty small guy all the way I
No,
was a
the
late bloomer. All the way up until senior year in high school. And one of my friends was like, "Hey, said, man, you got some abs," because I was out there shooting basketball in the gym. I was like, "Oh man, thanks, appreciate that." I'm like, "I wonder what I could do in the gym. I don't know anything about it, but let me just give it a try." So I started lifting weights and all of that stuff and getting the bodybuilding magazines. Back in the day, Ryan, you
yeah,
read the
yeah,
bodybuilding magazines. So
yeah.
that inspired me, and I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and try this out. And I just took to it, man.
Mhm.
I follow instructions very well, and I'm a nerd when it comes to anything. Period. I graduated third in my class, and I got scholarships to go to college. So I'm just a very,
Dive in.
yeah, I dive in, bro. I dive in. So when it comes to muscle, the intellectual capacity to get to not only understand it but then do it and then build your frame was very fascinating to me. So I got a job at the YMCA. They paid for my certification since I worked there, and from there I just kept going, man.
Yeah, that's awesome. What were
Yeah.
you doing before that? I mean, it sounds like you got into it pretty early in life.
Pretty early in life, man. I was going to college. I got a scholarship to go to Purdue University for electrical engineering technology. So as I was doing that, I got my cert from the YMCA. No, actually, this is how it happened. I went to school for electrical engineering technology, and I decided that I wanted to switch up. So I went from Purdue University to Full Sail for recording and sound engineering. But in in
Okay.
in that interim where I took a break, I was like, I worked at the YMCA, and that's when my fascination began. So I started lifting weights, I started training people, and then I went back to school, came down here from Indiana all the way down to Florida, and I started just training people and then also going to school. Got my recording and sound engineering degree, went
Oh,
to
cool.
Atlanta, stayed there for a year, worked with some multi-platinum producers and engineers, got some good internships working in the studio. So I do music too at the same time.
Yeah,
Um, so that's what got me started basically, and I just kept going.
that's cool. Do you still do music? Do you still
I
do the
still
production and all that?
not as much, man. This nutrition and wellness is so fulfilling to me because you actually get to change people's lives, not just for 3 or 4 minutes with a song, but for the rest of their life, and it affects their families too as well. So I still do it, but on a large scale, it's Leader Nutrition and Fitness for
Awesome.
sure. Yeah,
Yeah, I looked up your production company, and the AI overview had some impressive credentials that it had found, so I was
I
curious about
appreciate you,
that too.
man. Yeah,
It
man.
mentioned a couple Grammy nominations. Is that legit?
Yeah, man. We got nominated for a Latin Grammy. I work with a producer, Frankie Biggs, good friend of mine, and he gave me the opportunity to work with one of his artists. I was a mastering engineer, so I mastered the whole record.
Oh, wow.
So it was pretty awesome, man.
Success in every direction you go, it seems like. That's cool.
God is good, brother.
Yeah, yeah. So what were some of your early wins and breakthroughs like in fitness that made you feel like, this is the direction, like this is what got me going?
Well, the biggest breakthrough didn't have anything to do. Well, it did have to do with fitness, but I'll explain it. My biggest breakthrough as a trainer was when I had a client that I couldn't train. So her dad was one of the best physicians in Louisiana. I'm talking about top notch. She was on billboards. She was up here. She's like my sister in Christ. So she was like, said, you look like you work out. Can I hire you as a trainer? I need to lose 20 pounds. And I got back issues. She got a small, like slight scoliosis in her back.
Mm.
And she has sciatica. Get her in the gym, Ryan. Okay, let's do this. Bicep curl. Oh, my back hurts. Um, Squat. Obviously, oh, my back hurts. A push up. Oh, everything hurt on her. It hurt her back, so she couldn't do anything, and that put me in a weird space as a trainer because this is the first client that I couldn't help.
Yeah,
So, I, yeah, so I was just like, what am I gonna do? So I said, you know what? Give me a couple days. Let me customize a nutrition protocol for you, and we're gonna go that route. So I customized a nutrition plan, my very first nutrition plan. We didn't do any exercise for that full month. All we did was walk. Basically, I had her
okay.
walking, low impact stuff, but she
Yeah.
stuck to the script as far as the nutrition. That at the end of that month, she lost 20 pounds.
Wow.
And that blew my mind because I'm like, throw the whole certification away for the personal training because I did more for this client with
Nutrition.
nutrition. Yeah, so I was like, yo. So from there, I was like, yo, I want to learn more about nutrition. That was my paradigm shift when I started adding nutrition and I got certified in nutrition. And I see that this is coming from a trainer who had already been a trainer for 10 years. And I'm just
Yeah.
like, I see how important nutrition is. So that changed everything.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, it's kind of it's crazy when you see something that kind of gives you that paradigm shift where it's like I thought I was on the right track just doing this, but
Yeah,
now I realize I got to change my way of thinking. Yeah,
absolutely.
awesome. So is that one of the biggest challenges that you face, or what's the biggest challenge you feel like you face as you've grown into this business?
Uh, the biggest challenge that I've faced, I guess from a business aspect, um, just systems. You putting the systems together and not doing everything shooting from the hip, but having the
Mm.
organizational systems, but not even just having because you can create a system that works for you, but updating your systems as technology changes and as
Yeah,
business
continuing.
changes and platforms change and
Stay
being
with
able
that.
to stay in front, so that's been a challenge,
Okay.
I would say. Yeah.
So, kind of going off that, what do you feel like's helped you scale from where you started to like now the most?
Settling back down and reassessing where I'm at and then figuring out what I need to do and then taking the time to actually sit and learn, which is a hard thing to do when you're active. And then it's like going to school and learning your ABCs all over again when you're faced with something that could be a little bit foreign to you, a whole new system,
Mm.
a whole new way of thinking, but you see the benefit of it, but you have to be patient enough to be able to sit under a new learning curve because everything comes so easy to you when you're 21 years in the game. But it's so that information doesn't really change, but how you present it and how you organize as it changes. So it can be challenging.
Okay, okay. What type of marketing strategies have you seen work well for your business?
Biggest thing for me, top and down, is Facebook. When my clients go on there and they're like, "Hey, it said help me lose, 15 pounds in 2 weeks," and they're holding up their Leader Nutrition and Fitness weight loss certificate, that visual, and then
Yeah,
along with all the comments and the likes, and being able to reply to the people that commented, or they're just coming right into my DMs and saying, "Hey, I want that too." Or when I put
awesome.
up a before and after picture, those things go in when they
Social
actually
reviews
see
and
it.
proof.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's good.
absolutely.
Do
Social
you do
proof,
any
absolutely.
do you do any advertising on Facebook, or you just let the reviews speak for themselves?
I let the reviews speak for themselves. I have done ads, hit and miss, but I haven't been consistent with that. So that's not my main thing. It's more social proof and word of mouth. It's definitely something that I'm getting into or trying to focus in on it more because I know that ads have a place. I've bought many things from an ad, so I
Yeah.
know it works.
We hate
Yeah,
seeing them, but then when we see one that's something that we're interested in, it's like, "Oh, I'm glad that showed up because that reminded me I
facts.
should buy that,"
Absolutely, absolutely, bro.
Yeah, yeah. Has there been any unexpected channels or anything that have kinda, helped you or really taken off aside from like the social proof and reviews and that sort of thing?
Yeah, man. The thing that's worked really well that I didn't know, I didn't think that would work. But this is back in the day. But man, just having events or being a part of events. Oh my goodness, man! When people get to actually see you and you get to interact with them. A lot of people don't get to interact with anybody that's knowledgeable about the things that they
Yeah.
want to fix. So the events, being able to sit there and talk to somebody about it and you taking your 21 years of experience and being able to just data dump all that and you're answering all their questions, you're like, oh my gosh, like I need to, I want to work with you, you know what I mean? That's been the most that just blew my mind. So the public speaking in the events right there, man, it's
Okay.
yeah, for me.
Yeah, yeah, that's interesting. That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, was there any marketing mistakes you made, like, early on that you were like, "Oh, that was a disaster. I'll never do that again."
Well, let me see here. I mean, I look back on some of the flyers I made. They were just I thought they were amazing because I didn't know any better, and they're terrible. But all marketing can be good marketing as long as you're getting the. It's not going to look good sometimes, but as long as you're getting the your content across, your
Yes.
main point, weight loss, somebody's going to want to see it, whether it's ugly or you know every single. I get a lot more from the pods and not the pods, but like the people who just are in the background in their room, but they're saying some poignant stuff that's right on point. So it's not always the structure around it, it's the content. You know what I mean? So that's what I would hope that I'm just bringing that content. But yeah, heck yeah, as far as design is concerned and making it look pretty, oh man,
Yeah, you gotta have that design eye, right?
absolutely,
Good to go to the pros for certain things, but yeah, I mean, it's like you say,
absolutely.
no bad publicity, and, sometimes I think there's a lot of truth to that. Even though, it might not be as pretty and polished as you want it to be, at least you're doing something and getting it out there, you know?
Yeah, baby steps, man.
Yeah, yeah. Has, branding played a position in your growth at all, do you feel?
I believe so. It hasn't been something that I have really focused on. I mean, moving forward, definitely I want to be able to elevate my brand so people can notice the brand outside of just me. I definitely would want to do that, and figuring out different ways to do that. But
Yeah,
branding, I believe, is very important. You got the KFC, McDonald's, Burger King, Nike. That's the brand. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So I'm 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 in I'm making improvements to my brand as I understand branding more, and that's why there's people like you that help us out, man. As far
Well,
as
that's what
the
I'm hearing,
branding is
right?
concerned, and the marketing aspect is concerned, it's a very important. It's very important in general.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Have you found any particular tools that you felt have been really helpful for growing your business or marketing, either one?
Like I said, man, the tool for me has been Facebook.
Okay.
I know that's probably not a tool. That's a platform. Let me think of a tool. um, that I've used that really
Anything
made
that,
it
like, helps automate your systems and processes or, outreach to people, anything like that?
yeah. GHL Go High Level is a very very dope tool. It's very it, it's not as ergonomic as you're going to have to sit down and study and really it's very
Okay.
heady. It has
What
a
does it do?
higher learning curve. But when you just even if you just learn the basics, you can get a lot done with GHL.
What does it do? I don't know if I've heard of this.
Go High Level.
Yeah.
Um, oh man, for real? Go High Level is like one of the best CRMs on the
Okay.
market, bro.
Okay.
Yeah. Man, it creates it's a CRM, so it's a customer service management. You can have all of your customers, thousands, email, phone numbers. You can text from there, you can
Pretty
email from
solid.
there. Solid.
Okay. Yeah,
Landing pages, all of that.
heard of a
Booking,
lot of them, but I don't think I've actually heard of that particular one, so I'll have to check it out and look it up.
absolutely.
Do you hire or have you hired anybody into your business? Is it just you at the moment or
I subcontract as needed. So
okay,
LEDR stands for my family: Lewis, my father; Earlene, my mother; D'Amica, my sister; Ruth, my grandmother. So I try to keep it family when it comes to the
that's cool.
hiring process, or close friends, or that are proficient at what they do. So I do subcontract, but the family is the root.
Keep it in
Um,
I like that.
keep it in the family,
Nice.
man.
Cool.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about how just like, owning a business has impacted your life. How would you say that, running and owning a business has changed your life?
Oh man, you definitely have to be a lot more disciplined. It's raised my level of disciplines.
Nobody else to do it for you.
Man, nobody, no 9 to 5. You're not guaranteed a check at the end of the week, man. It's
Yep.
it's a it's a daily hustle that has to be consistently maintained properly in order to reap the results. Now with the 9 to 5s, I never had a problem working with anybody, and I'm a very good worker. But when it comes to entrepreneurship, it's a totally different ball game. So you have to be on point every single day. But the gains that you can get from that, you can break several ceilings because you are directly uh,
All of that.
connected directly, um, you're in charge of how much you want to get. The more you work, the more you get, and it can be multiplied because
No
there's no
strings
glass
to it.
ceiling.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
no $21 an hour. No, you can make as much as you want as far from a business standpoint. So that's one thing I appreciate about entrepreneurship.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Do you feel like you've achieved success right now in your business, or what does that look like for you?
Yeah, I've helped hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people. What success looks like to me is, having somebody start and say they only wanted to lose 30 pounds, and I helped them lose 55 pounds in 3 months, and they look better, they feel better. And in our last check-in, they're said, you got me back down to my high school weight, and they're crying about it. And they said, I never thought that this can happen. I only came here to try to lose 25 pounds, and I've been trying to lose that 25 pounds for the last 15 years, and I couldn't do it by myself. So that's what feeds me, being able to
Yeah, that's awesome.
disseminate this information and change somebody's literal life.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. It doesn't get much better than that when you can really, help somebody in a way that's meaningful and yeah, it's pretty fulfilling.
absolutely, man.
So how was being a business owner giving you more freedom in your professional and personal life and open up opportunities, would you say?
Definitely more freedom because when you have to set goals, financial goals as an entrepreneur. So when you pass those goals up, you don't have to work as much. You can take the vacations. Yeah, you might go on a stint where you're working 14, 16-hour days, but those things pay off very big when you do it with concentration and focus. So it's definitely freed up time. And then also, as far as business relationships are concerned, it's an amazing tool to be able to understand who your referral partners are, meaning who before you, who are the people, who do your clients go to before they come to your service, and who do your clients go to after your service, and building those type of relationships. So because you're all in this same circle, so just building those relationships has been a
Absolutely.
blessing too as well.
Understanding that client life cycle can go a long ways to getting into the psychology of all of it for sure.
Absolutely.
Would you ever go back to being employed again?
Never. Well, I won't say never. I won't say that. It would just depend on the situation and the circumstance. But I haven't been employed for 11 years.
Well, nice.
So I'm not really trying to go
Not
back
looking
there, man.
not
Yeah.
looking for it, yeah.
Yeah.
I hear
Fact.
you, I hear you.
Yeah.
Um, so who do you think's like a really good fit for, the what you have to offer? Anyone in particular or, pretty much anybody that's, got a fitness goal, uh, whether that's
Well,
gaining or losing, or is there somebody that's, more of a perfect fit for your
yeah.
services?
Yeah, Ryan, more specifically, man, everybody's a fit, but not everybody is a perfect fit. I really want to work with people who have already tried. They've already tried this weight loss. They've already tried this supplement. They've already tried veganism, keto. They tried this diet. They have experience, and they are frustrated with what they've already tried. I like the people who have already done it because I know that they have a strong desire because they keep trying.
Yeah,
They don't have the exact key to unlocking their metabolism. I can provide that key. So the people who have tried are usually um they're looking for this answer. They're looking for this solution because they've tried. Beginners, I love working with beginners too, but I love working with people, the people that have already tried, they catch on faster because they understand the frustration. And then after the first week, they're like, "Oh my gosh, I lost 4 pounds or 7 pounds." One time, I had a client. This is the exception and not the rule. I had a client lose over 21 pounds in the first week. But
wow.
it's there's a lot of water weight there. There's some body
Yeah,
fat there too. It was hot. She works at Frito Lay. She's a manager. It's freaking hot in there. She's walking all day long. You know what I'm saying? So she
yeah,
was
I've
already in that
been in the same
environment. Yeah,
environment.
but she
Yeah, I know what
wasn't
it's
burning any
like.
calories. So it was all nutrition. She lost a lot of weight. So, it, you know, it has to be. in that realm. So I'm looking for people with a strong desire to know exactly what they need. That's what we provide. We provide the exact answers to what you need. We prescribe you the exact food based upon your labs, based upon your food preferences, and based upon your health issues or conditions.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. Speaking of fit, who do you think, for anybody listening out there that's considered doing something maybe similar to what you're doing, like getting into fitness and, maybe getting into a similar type of program or starting a similar type of business, who would you say is a good fit for this type of business?
Anybody here who has a natural desire for um, exercise and loves doing it, man. If I didn't get paid to do this, I would still be doing it. I turned my passion into profit.
Yeah,
So if you have a passion for it and you're in the gym, you don't have to be with anybody else. You can go by yourself. You enjoy doing it with your friends. But if you have a desire, if you have a passion for it, I would highly suggest that you go ahead and if that's in your sphere of things to do it. There's nothing better than doing something that you love and making
getting
that a
paid.
living and
Yeah.
getting paid, man. Getting paid, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
Fact.
it's always so much better if you can do something that you would wanna do regardless. It's like, "Hey, I'm not gonna get paid, I would still wanna do this." Then you can get paid to do it, it's just like a
Yeah,
bonus, especially if you make a living at it. Yeah.
absolutely, bro.
Is there any particular advice that you would give to somebody that's, thinking about this or thinking about,
Um,
trying to get into doing this?
yeah. If the thing that blessed me the most was having a business mentor. Because I was severely underselling myself. And so I got a business plan developed by my mentor. She was amazing. She's 30 years in the newspaper business, sharp as a whip. She knew advertising. She knew this. She knew that. She's a businesswoman through and through. And she blessed me. She helped me to transition. I was giving my plans out for 75. She was like, $75 for all of this? And you don't know the value of what you do because it's so natural. You just want to
Been
help,
doing
you
it for
just
so
want to
long.
give. Yeah. And then she transitioned me. This is back in the day, 10, 15 years ago. Transitioned me to 250. I was like, no, nobody's going to do this for 250. No, no way in the world. You're always scared to take that next leap, but for the value, I didn't understand my value. So in order to have to understand your own value, to do a competitive analysis, see what your competitors are doing, and do the all of those things, the SWOT analysis and all of those things, so you can understand business from a business perspective. That perspective that she gave me, I'm very appreciative for, and that helped me to transition into where I'm at today. So that business plan, man, very important. Business
Yeah.
mentorship.
Yeah, yeah, that's interesting. I've heard a lot of people say similar things that, just getting the right type of coaching or, at the right time or the right, feedback or mentor can make such a big difference because sometimes you just need to take a step away and see things from a different angle, especially from somebody that's got really specific experience in a particular area to say, look, like you're doing all these things right, but this is a blind spot for you.
Absolutely. And I know that's a service that you provide that you've been doing for quite some time. If I'm correct, over what, 15 years?
Yeah, yeah, I've been in advertising for, over 20 now. I've been in specifically like digital marketing for like 14. So yeah, I enjoy helping people try to figure out those blind spots and, see past them and figure out a way that they can, get more clients to come to them online instead of having to go beat down people's doors and continue doing the efforts that are time consuming and not that it's sometimes it's not time consuming, it can be, but
Yeah.
it's different. You're in a different position when people come to you versus you're trying
Oh,
to find people and convince them that they need your services when they're already looking for them.
for
It's a better
sure.
position to be in.
For sure, bro. For
Yeah.
sure.
What would you do differently if you started all over today? Would you do anything differently?
Um, I don't know, man.
No
Uh,
regrets. That's good. Do it all the same.
it would have to, I like the way that it turned out. I wish I knew what I know now. And if I would
And
have
we
started
all
with that knowledge, what I would do differently is go back into the past and with the knowledge I know now. But man, everything has a season, man, and there's going to be some seasons that you're just going to have to learn. There's going to be some days, weeks, months, and maybe even years that you won't get the whole depth and breadth of the thing until you've experienced it
yeah,
and gone
yeah.
through certain situations, man.
Sometimes those tough learning lessons, you look back and realize, that you never would have got to that next level had you not gone through that hard knock and figured that out, because that's really what changed your way of thinking and,
Yeah,
taught you a good lesson. So yeah, I hear
yeah,
that. I hear that.
yeah, man. No better teacher than experience, my friend.
Yep, absolutely. What do you think the best advice you've ever heard from anybody was that's helped you in your career?
My best advice. Well, it is from a person. Uh, Best advice, Philippians 4:13. I can do all
Okay,
things through Christ who strengthens me.
nice.
Remember, we have a power source that we don't even consciously tap into as much as we should.
Yeah,
That we are loved and blessed, and then we have a power source that we don't even use like we should.
don't
And
forget that there's a higher power.
absolutely. And then so to be empowered by that, I'm a man of God. So, to understand that he loves you and that he wants you to succeed and you're created with a purpose. When you find your purpose, man, God's going to open the doors for you. He's going to give you gifts and blessings. They may not be wrapped up in the way that you want them to be wrapped up. Sometimes the gift could be wrapped up in a problem that you need to solve. But then once
Yeah,
you solve it, there's the gift right there. So just
exactly.
understand those things, that like the spiritual aspect of our life and understanding who God is, and all of those things, that's the best advice. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me.
Nice. I like that.
Yeah.
Just one more question I wanted to ask before we kind of wrap things up. I noticed you've got a lot of impressive credentials in your email signature. Tell us a little bit about those and what it takes to get to get through some of those credentials.
Yeah, man. Well, those credentials come from um they come from the boards and the directors, the boards of those directors that actually are above like the AFPA. So those are the systems that credential that certification. So all of those like those credentials are based upon the AFPA, and then certified nutritionist, certified personal trainer, the drugless practitioner. All of those things are coming from. Actually, all of those things are from the AFPA, which is
Okay.
that's where I got my nutritional certification.
What
So it's an awesome program, man.
what type of a learning curve is there to that, or how long does it take somebody to get through some of those things if they're motivated?
Man, if you're motivated and you don't have to work, it could take you about a good 6 months. You could
Oh
do
wow.
it, you can bust it out in 6, but
Yeah.
if you're
So
working and you got some stuff going on, it could take you maybe a year, year and a half.
okay, okay, yeah. So you know what you're talking about. That's clear. You didn't just get those certifications because you paid for them.
Oh,
I know there's
no.
some out there like that, but
Yeah,
yeah,
no.
not that I thought that was the case with you, but yeah, I mean, yeah, that's impressive. You got some legitimate stuff going on there. Accredited by American Association of Drugless Practitioners, accredited by American Naturopathic Medical Accreditation Board,
Yes, sir.
certified nutritionist, certified personal trainer.
Yes,
I know
sir.
what he's talking about.
Yeah, I know a little bit, man. Just a
Yeah,
little small drop in the pond, my friend.
yeah. Do you feel like it's necessary to have some of these type of accreditations to get into like, doing some of the things that you do? Is it
Absolutely,
required?
man. It's a qualifier, man. It's
Okay.
something that puts you in a position to um to be able to present in certain rooms at certain tables. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
People want to qualify you. Just like having a doctor or a trainer. Nobody wants an overweight personal trainer. The qualifier is, when I look at you, do you look like you practice what you preach? Yes
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
no?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody
Yeah.
wants a unhealthy doctor. They walk in for cardiac surgery and the doctor's smoking a cigarette. Like, and this is your first time meeting them. All
Yeah.
already disqualified. So it's
Yep.
good to have the qualifiers, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Well, hey, is there anything that you want the audience to just know about your business, or any promotions or offers or anything like that, or
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. What we're doing, um, especially for your listeners, is if you guys are interested, we're giving all of your listeners a free VIP nutritional consultation
oh
with
wow,
me, so you guys can we can talk about your wellness goals and what you're trying to achieve and how we could possibly help you. So if anybody's interested in that, this is what I want them to do. Dial 407-653-5969 and text VIP. That's all you
nice.
got to do. Dial 407-653-5969 and type VIP. And
Very cool.
we'll have somebody get right back with you and set up a nutritional consultation.
Good deal. I appreciate that. Is there a website or anything that people can go to learn more about you, or the business?
Absolutely. They could go to um, I was going to give you one, but I'm in the transitional phase with my websites. So what I want them to do is go to. I'm going to have to text it to you. It's a Calendly website. No, this is what you can do. This one. Go to ledr dot company company dot site site. That is my product site. So you can
Okay.
find all my products there. But when I get everything transitioned from to my new platform, when you go to that site, it's going to lead you to the new site. So we're in transition right now. Big things coming
Okay.
along.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Just make sure you forward that old domain if you can, and that way send
Oh,
everybody
definitely,
send everybody
definitely,
forward. Yeah.
absolutely.
Well, right on. It's been it's been a lot of fun hearing about what you do and how you do it. I think you're onto some good stuff there. It sounds like you're changing a
Thank
lot
you.
of people's lives in the process, and I imagine you're going to change it, many more. And hopefully you'll find some people listening to this today that you can change their lives as well. So appreciate you coming
Absolutely.
on to the podcast, and thanks for
Well,
your time.
Ryan, God bless you, man. I appreciate you having me on your podcast. It's been a pleasure, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks,
All
man.
right, brother.
Talk again
Take
soon.
care.
All right.
All right. Bye.
You've been listening to the BizGrowMojo podcast with Ryan Amon. Make sure you like, follow, and subscribe so you don't miss an episode. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time on the BizGrowMojo podcast.